Hello family, Godwin Freeman here, your certified relationship coach and advisor. I want to welcome you to this YouTube channel. Don't forget to join our community of healthy life, worthy relationships by subscribing to this YouTube channel, turn on the notification bell, like this video, share this video with your friends and your loved ones, and most importantly, leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think about today's video. The truth of the matter is that a lot of people are hurting, are living in toxicity, and are actually damaged. And statistically, 2 out of 3 people on the average are actually going through hurt, disappointment, and need immediate medical attention and checkup. As a result of that, I decided to give you this video to help you understand how to actually protect yourself and avoid dating toxic and damaged people. And I know the natural tendency is for you to protect yourself. You want to make sure that you are walled up. You want to make sure you are guarded. You want to make sure you are controlling. You want to make sure you are defensive. And sometimes you enter into the zone of being negative and cynical. Sometimes as a result of the ill-mannered experiences and ordeals you have gone through in this dating scene and dating phases. So your immediate instinct to actually protect yourself and avoid yourself from dating toxic and damaged people is to get defensive or to get walled up. But in this video, I want to actually show you a better way. The first way to actually protect yourself is to be in your sweet, loving, positive self. You need to be in your sweet, loving, healthy, positive self if you want to win in the game of relationship. Like I said in my introduction, it is easier for you to turn into negativity or into cynicism just because you want to protect yourself. You are walled up, you are getting defensive because you don't want to meet the wrong people, or you don't want to actually date the wrong kind of people. But you see, like I always say, it takes a certain level of light to actually drive away darkness. It takes a certain level of light to actually expose and drive away darkness. So there is nothing wrong with being positive. There is nothing wrong with being your loving and your sweet, bubbly self. But there is everything wrong with the person that you actually expose this kind of person you are to. And sometimes because you're not able to keep a healthy boundary surrounding how nice you are, a lot of people may actually take you for granted, or a lot of people may actually take advantage of you. But you see, being in your sweet, positive, healthy, and loving self will actually help you connect with the right person or the right people, and it will help you to easier weed out those who are actually toxic or those who are actually damaging. When you put up a negative attitude in your dating scene, just because you are trying to run away from people who are toxic and people who are damaged, by so doing, you may also expose those who may be right for you. However, when they meet you in your negative self, when they meet you in your unhealthy self, when they meet you in your cynical state, you can also drive away the right person. So you may think that by being guarded and by being walled up and by being controlling, you're actually protecting yourself. But like I always say, the same walls that you have built up to actually protect you is also driving away the right kind of person you need. So in a bit to be negative and cynical, you are actually driving the right person also away, and that is also not good for you. When you become toxic because you want to drive away toxic people, when you become guarded and defensive because you are trying to avoid and protect yourself from the wrong people, you see, the intention may be right. But if you go and meet another person who is equally toxic like you are also trying to portray, trust me, they can also be there, they can also be sustained, and they may also want to be around you because they know what they are looking for. If they are seeking to take advantage of you, trust me, you being in your negative self, you being in your unhealthy self will actually give them a welcoming environment for them to actually stay and cause more damage in you, because it always takes light to drive away darkness and not more darkness to drive away darkness. So the unhealthy person can actually find you attractive just because you are giving a negative vibe. You may think that by being negative you can actually draw them away, but by so doing they're actually getting attracted to you because they are also negative, they are also toxic, and they are also damaging. So this game and this trick of being negative and being cynical and being unhealthy and keeping a negative attitude just to drive away the wrong people is actually not good for you. You are shooting yourself at the foot. The reason is because you drive away the right people and you actually embrace the wrong people. That is why if you need to actually protect yourself and avoid dating wrong people and avoid dating the toxic men or toxic women, then you must be in your healthy, positive, bubbly self. Yes, I understand. You need to put boundaries around it, because you need to know whether this person can actually honor you, whether this person can actually respect you, and whether this person can actually appreciate the healthy, bubbly, positive person you are. If they can't appreciate it, then you actually let them go. It's as simple as that. But you don't stay in negativity just because you want to drive away the wrong kind of people. And one thing you also don't know is that the more you condition yourself into being negative and being cynical and living in an unhealthy place just because you are trying to shield yourself from the wrong people, you are actually losing yourself in the process, and you may actually get stuck in living that lifestyle of being negative in a bit to avoid the wrong person. So you are conditioning yourself to be in that state, and that can't help you at the end of the day. So you don't win by being negative. You don't win by being cynical. You don't win by being skeptical. You actually win when you are healthy, when you are positive, because it helps you to actually weed out the wrong people, and the right person will actually embrace you because they can get attracted to the healthy and the bubbly person that you are. So if you want to actually avoid dating toxic men or toxic women, or avoid the wrong kind of people, then you must stay healthy, you must stay positive, so that when you meet a person who is like-minded like you, both of you can actually enjoy this healthy dynamic. The second how to avoid dating the wrong kind of people or toxic people or damaged people is, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for things. Don't be afraid to ask for assistance as and when necessary. You see, one thing that the ordeals in relationships actually do to you that you might actually not be paying attention to is that it makes you closed up. It makes you develop negative philosophies around the opposite gender. And finally, you develop a self-existing mentality where you feel that asking for help is a sign of weakness, asking for help is a sign of vulnerability, but that is not true. And I understand that probably you have lived your life into being self-existent, so you are able to do things your own way, you enjoy your own space, and you admire the things that you do for yourself. That is good. But you see, it is good for you to be independent as an individual, because you need that to enjoy a healthy and a wholesome relationship. But then again, a healthy relationship also requires that you are able to interdepend on another person for both of you to actually build a dynasty and a royalty together. So it is good to be independent, but when someone is approaching you and you feel like, okay, this person ticks some of your boxes, you want to see whether something can actually work here, then the next thing you can actually do to help you, aside being healthy and positive, like I said in the first point, is you need to feel free to ask for help as and when necessary, because both of you must be able to interdepend on each other. You should allow yourself to be pampered. You should relax and allow this person to actually help you, because you want to know whether, I understand, yes, sometimes you're like, you can handle it on your own, you can handle this, yes, but you don't always have to handle it. You need to allow yourself to relax, for the other person to also pour into you, for the other person to also pour into your needs, even as friends, for the other person to also be there for you, for the other person to also assist you as and when necessary. The reason this is important is because if you are looking at a long-term, sustainable and impactful relationship and eventually marriage, then you need to now test the pulse to see whether this person will actually be willing and be committed to helping you, to meeting your needs, and to assisting you as and when necessary. But you see, when you're always walled up, when you are guarded and you always got this, you always got this, you are always in control, you don't want anyone to help you, you are actually not helping yourself to know whether this person can actually be able to help you when you are also in need. Because trust me, you can't walk on eggshells all the rest of your life. At a point in time in the course of life, if this is the person you are doing life with, there will come a point in time you might need help. There may come a point in time you might need assistance. So you need to test the pulse by knowing whether this person can actually be committed to help and assist you or no. And sometimes you are asking, oh, but he should know what he or she is supposed to do for me. But the truth of the matter is that, yes, I understand, the more closer they get to you, the more they should be able to pick up on certain things, whether you're in the right attitude or not, whether you need certain emotional or physical needs or not. However, you see, you need to also train this person by also giving them the cues and also telling them the things that you also need or the assistance you need from them. Probably they also came from relationships where this person shouted at them for going out of their ways to help them. So because of that, now that they are with you, they can't also tell whether if they do this, you are going to get angry or not. So you need to help them. That is why I don't subscribe to the philosophy of they should know what to do. No, you must actually teach them what to do. And you see, by exposing these things, or by letting them know the things you enjoy doing and what's not, you can actually observe and see whether they are committed to helping you or not. That is why it is important that if you are looking at the long haul level of commitment and eventually marriage, then you need to test the pulse now by openly asking for help. Sometimes it can be driving you, sometimes it can be helping you go to the market or helping you go for shopping, sometimes it can be a dire need, something physical, and a physical assistance you might need from them. Allow yourself to be helped. Don't think you always got this. Don't think that you always got everything under control when actually you are struggling and you don't have nothing under control. And you see, by always conditioning them, by rejecting their willingness to help you, you will bring them to a place where they don't see the need to even be willing to help you or even initiate helping you, because the first time they tried, you turned them down. Don't worry, I've got this. The next time they tried, you turn them down. Don't worry, I've got this. Eventually, in the course of time, you may condition them to not wanting to even initiate helping you, because from this jump in the friendship or even at the start of the relationship, you were always trying to be a superwoman or you were always trying to be a superman. So therefore, your partner may not know you need help at the end of the day. So by actually asking for help, as and when necessary, you are actually helping yourself to know whether this person can actually honor your needs and honor your desires or not. However, I want to conclude on this point by saying that you should also learn to keep some level of boundaries in asking for certain things from this person, okay? Because you don't want to appear needy, you don't want to appear greedy, you don't want to give them the memo that you are putting the value of the relationship on the things they are doing for you or the things they are giving to you. So yes, I understand you need to strike the balance. However, allow yourself to be helped, okay? And if there are reasons why you are struggling to open up to this person, you are struggling to be vulnerable with this person, and you are finding it difficult to actually open up your desires and your needs to this person, then you need to seek for help. Do a self-reflection and ask yourself what is preventing you from actually being honest about your feelings and whatnot. And sometimes it may be the case that past issues that has transpired is preventing you from actually being genuine and being your true self to this person, so that you can address that as soon as possible. The next thing you can actually do to also help you protect yourself and actually avoid dating toxic and damaged people is put a stop on sex for now, okay? Put a stop on sex for now. It is very key. The truth of the matter is that you don't fast forward, give them sex and expect commitment in return. It doesn't work that way. You see, if you put a stop or a hold on sex, the damaged and the insecure or the toxic person who is having ulterior motive in this situationship or probably in the potential of this relationship cannot wait that long. Because normally what the damaged person is thinking or what the toxic person is thinking is that he wants to enjoy much with zero commitment, or he wants to enjoy much with zero effort being placed in the dynamic or in the situation. So if you jump in with sex too soon at the beginning of the friendship or in the course of the friendship or even at the beginning of the relationship, you can't actually tell what their actual motive is because you don't know them that well. They haven't promised to be committed to you and eventually discussing marriage with you. At this point, trust me, you don't know them that well to start putting the cart before the horse. Putting the cart before the horse, then jump out, then straight away you start enjoying sex with this person. What you're actually doing is that you are shooting yourself at the foot, because waiting can actually help you weed out the person who is not only putting value only on your body and what they can actually get from you. By waiting, you can actually tell those who are actually putting value on who you are, on your personality, on your character traits, and who you are as an individual, and not necessarily on what they can get from you. So total abstinence will still be the best you need to practice in this season of protecting yourself and actually preventing yourself from dating or eventually marrying wrong or damaged people. It actually gives you a sense of clarity. When you start enjoying sexual experiences with this person, it's actually going to cloud your judgment. And when it clouds your judgment, it gives you a certain false perception a facade of connection that actually is inexistent or doesn't exist. The reason you feel connected to this person is because of the sexual experiences you are having with this person. So chemical or hormones are actually surging up. Because of that, you feel a certain chemical bonding with this person, whereas in terms of real life, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, there may not be genuine connection. However, because you are actually enjoying sexual experiences with this person, it's actually clouding your judgment, giving you a false perception of somewhat connection, whereas the connection doesn't exist. In the course of time, when the reality is actually hitting you, you realize that both of you were not able to build a solid and a strong foundation to actually house this relationship. So at all costs, abstinence will still be the best way to go. And sometimes it's not even the case that it is because of you are enjoying a quality sex with this person, but sometimes because you've given yourself to them, you've given your bodies to them with the hope of expecting a return, you decide to still stay in that unhealthy dynamic when you are not getting the commitment and eventually the marriage that you need. But you see, you get stuck, not because you are enjoying sex with this person, not because the sex is that good, but because you've given yourself, you've given your body, so you are expecting a return on the investment. And the other cases too, when the sex is actually a good one, my goodness, then it means that the issue is complicated, because you can be enjoying sex with a damaged person, you can be enjoying sex with a toxic person, you can be enjoying sex with an insecure person who is taking you nowhere. And you'll be rationalizing that, yes, I know he's toxic, I know he's damaging, he's abusive, but the sex too is good. So what then happens? They can also use that as an undue influence to keep you in that unhealthy dynamic just because they are giving you good sex. And a lot of ladies confess in counseling that, yes, it's difficult to live because the sex is good, whilst others are saying it's difficult to live because I've given myself to the person, not because sex is good. The other is also complaining that the sex is good, so I'm actually struggling to let go. But we are going to discuss this in our Sex Too Soon masterclass. So don't forget to subscribe, register to our Sex Too Soon masterclass, which is coming off in the following weeks. And we're actually going to delve deeper into the how, the why, and the when of too soon sex and what to expect from there. Finally, if you want to protect yourself from actually dating toxic men or toxic women, and you want to guard your heart, then you need to avoid investing money in the dynamic of the relationship or even sometimes the friendship. It's very key. So whilst the women most likely on the average are giving their bodies in exchange for commitments, men most likely on the average, on the other hand, are also giving their resources and their money expecting commitments or expecting sex or expecting relationship in return. And the truth of the matter is that, you see, you can't actually tell whether this person is interested in you or is interested in your resources when you put the resources before you, or put the resources before the relationship, or put the resources before the marriage. Trust me, everyone can pretend to like you, everyone can pretend to love you when you are their source of livelihood, when you are their source of physical needs being met. They can all assume and they can all pretend to love you, and you assume they love you, but you can't tell whether they actually love who you are as a person or they actually love what you're actually giving to them. It's the same with sex. You can't tell whether this guy is actually interested in you, the person, or is interested in what you have to offer. That is why when you wait, you actually put them on edge, because now if they have ulterior motive, then the waiting is actually going to expose them. It's the same with the money. So people can pretend to love you until you no longer become their source of livelihood. And you see, you need to ask yourself, let me say this in the context of the men, okay? You need to ask yourself, why would you want to use money to buy love? Why would you want to use money to buy their commitment? Why would you want to use money to buy a relationship from them? Why would you want to use money to impress them? It means that something is wrong. It may mean that, number one, you have tied your sense of worth and identity to money. And what that means is that when you also lose money, or when you go broke at a season, your self-worth is actually going to be damaged. Number two, you can't also tell whether they are in love with you for you or they are in love with your money. That means that when you go broke or when there is shortage of money, then they are eventually going to leave you. In fact, when they are there because of your money, that means they expose themselves to the highest bidder. So if in the course of time you no longer become their highest bidder, guess what? Your guess is as good as mine. They are now going to look for the highest bidder, which may not be you at the end of the day. I remember a marriage setting that happened, and one friend was sharing with me that this man was a very wealthy man, and the man himself confessed that he used money to buy the wife, because as at then the wife was actually a hot cake, and there were other promising men who actually wanted to marry the woman, but because he had a lot of money, he was able to cajole and maneuver his way to actually get the woman, and got married to the woman. And now that he's actually facing financial crisis, guess what? The woman is asking to change her car, the woman is asking to change her house, the woman is asking to change a lot of things, whereas you know your husband is not well to do financially. But you see, because she was there because of the money, she doesn't care if the money is no longer there. She will leave, or she will expose herself to the highest bidder. Eventually she filed for divorce because she said she can't stay with a man who is actually broke. Now, before you start hastily generalizing women that women are this, men are this, please, that's not the moral behind the story. What I'm trying to make you understand, that before you actually bastardize women for loving money and choosing money over individuals, sometimes you need to also ask, because the individual was also projecting money and using that as a cover for their own sense of insecurity. That is why at the end of the day, the woman will also fall in love with the money and not actually with the man. That is why I'm teaching you that if you want to protect yourself and keep yourself from dating people who don't really love you, then let's put money aside and let's see whether we actually like each other. So you need to ask yourself, sometimes you may think this person doesn't love you that much, like in the case of the husband. That is why you are trying to use money to buy them. But that is also, that is also not the right way to go, because you need someone who loves you for you, someone who loves you for who you are, and not necessarily what they can actually get from you. Sometimes you can get stuck in an investment that will yield nothing in return, because you think that if you invested your resources and invested your money too much. If it is a gift you are parting ways with, fine. If you want to still provide their physical needs, or you want to help them financially, whatever, it is according to your own discretion. Just know that the relationship dynamic was not designed for that. Marriage is the proper forum for actually executing your financial obligation. But in the context of a relationship, that is not the right thing to do and the right way to go, because both of you are actually understanding each other to know if you guys are the right fit or not. That is why you need to put money aside and actually talk and do the proper interview to see whether this person actually matches the kind of person you want to do life and destiny with. So consider it a red flag when you are prematurely honoring for your financial obligation to this person, or whether this person is also asking for money too soon from you at the jump of the friendship or at the jump of the relationship. It reveals that something is wrong. Is it that they are not financially capable? Is it that they are not financially deft? Is it that they can't manage their own finances? That is why at the time they got to know you, they were broke to the extent that they were actually asking for money from you. So this dynamic should actually be explored to know that if this person is asking for money too soon, then it means that something might be wrong somewhere, whether male or female, something might be wrong somewhere, because you should be independent. And independent means that you should be able to manage your finances very well before coming to meet this person, so that both of you can actually do life together. So if you want to actually protect yourself and avoid dating the unhealthy people, then please make sure that you are putting money aside. Make sure you know this person through and through. Make sure you are putting sex aside and you are knowing this person through and through. Make sure you are actually seeking and asking for help from this person to know whether there is that willingness and commitment to actually be good by your side. And make sure that you are in your loving, in your healthy, and your positive side. In the part 2 of this video, I'll give you the other things you need to do to help you, protect you, and also keep you from actually dating unhealthy people. Godwin Freeman here, your certified relationship coach and advisor. I hope this video actually blessed you, because it did. I feel blessed sharing these things with you. So don't forget to again join our community of healthy life, worthy relationships by subscribing to this YouTube channel. Turn on the notification bell, share this video with your friends and your loved ones, like this video, okay, so that this video can actually go worldwide. And also don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section. Share some of your experiences with us in the comment section, and let me know what you think are healthy ways you can actually protect yourself from dating wrong people. Until then, we'll meet again. Thank you.